Along a slender corridor of land in West Africa, life unfolds to a rhythm dictated by the seasons, the community, and a deep, abiding history. This nation, a ribbon of earth stretching from the coast to the Sahel, is a place of immense diversity where dozens of cultures converge. It is a land of vibrant, bustling markets, of tranquil palm-lined beaches, and of rolling green hills where traditional villages hold fast to the ways of their ancestors. This is Togo. From the air, it reveals itself as a microcosm of West Africa itself. The southern coast, a fringe of golden sand against the deep blue of the Atlantic, gives way to a fertile plateau, which in turn rises into the gentle mountains and forests of the Central Highlands before softening into the dry, open plains of the north. The light here is warm and golden, bathing the red earth roads and the brightly colored fabrics of the marketplaces in a soft, welcoming glow. But to look closer is to discover the true heart of this nation, its people. A society built on a foundation of deep family bonds, unwavering community spirit, and a rich tapestry of traditions that are not relics of the past, but a living, breathing part of the present. This is a story not of a place on a map, but of a home. A story of the resilience, the warmth, and the quiet dignity of daily life in one of West Africa's hidden gems. This is the story of life in Togo. Daily life in Togo is anchored in the bedrock of community and begins with the first light of dawn. In the bustling capital city of Lomé, the day starts with a rising chorus of sounds, the call to prayer, the crowing of roosters, and the growing hum of motorcycle taxis, the famous Zemidjans. The morning routine is a ritual of preparation. In the courtyards of family compounds, the rhythmic sweeping of sandy ground is a familiar sound. The air begins to fill with the aroma of street food vendors preparing for the day, the scent of frying dough for beignets, of simmering porridge, and of strong, sweet coffee. In the quieter rural villages, from the hills around Kapalime to the plains near Kara, the morning rhythm is more intimately tied to the land. The day begins not with traffic, but with the lowing of cattle and the gentle chatter of neighbors heading to their farms. For many, the first task is to fetch water from the local well or pump, a daily journey that is also a vital social ritual, a time for catching up on news and sharing stories. Life moves at a human pace, unhurried, deliberate, and deeply connected to the cycles of nature. The family unit is the undisputed cornerstone of Togolese society. It is a broad, inclusive, and powerful support system. It is common for multiple generations, grandparents, parents, children, and extended relatives to live together in a shared family compound or in close proximity. The home is not a private sanctuary, but a semi-public space, a hub of constant activity and connection. Doors are often open, and neighbors and relatives move freely between households, sharing food and helping with childcare. The elderly are deeply respected, seen as the keepers of wisdom, and their guidance is sought in all important family matters. This inherent closeness fosters a powerful sense of collective responsibility. The concept of community is not an abstract ideal. It is a practical, daily reality. When a family celebrates a birth or a wedding, the entire neighborhood celebrates with them. When there is a funeral, the entire community mourns, coming together to cook, to offer condolences, and to share the burden of grief. There is a deeply ingrained, unspoken understanding that the well-being of the individual is inseparable from the well-being of the whole. This interdependence is the social glue that holds the nation together. Tradition in Togo is a vibrant, living force, a rich and complex tapestry woven from the threads of more than 40 distinct ethnic groups. This cultural diversity is the nation's greatest treasure, creating a mosaic of languages, customs, and beliefs. In the south, the Yu and Mina peoples are predominant, while the central regions are home to groups like the Akposo, and the north is the heartland of the Kabi. While French is the official language, it is on the streets and in the markets that the true linguistic diversity of Togo is heard, with Yu, Kabie, and a multitude of other local languages forming the soundtrack of daily life. This heritage is the soul of the nation, and it is most powerfully expressed through its music and dance. Music is an integral part of every social occasion. The rhythmic, powerful beat of the drum is a constant presence, a sound that can communicate joy, sorrow, and reverence. Each ethnic group has its own unique musical styles and traditional dances, which are performed with immense energy and pride, telling ancient stories of history, mythology, and the harvest. To witness a traditional dance ceremony is to feel the pulse of a culture that is deeply connected to its roots. This cultural identity is also shaped by a complex spiritual landscape. While Christianity and Islam are widely practiced, they often coexist with traditional animist beliefs, particularly the practice of Vodun, which originated in this region. For many Togolese, the spiritual world is an active and present force in daily life. Traditional chiefs and spiritual leaders still hold significant influence in their communities, serving as custodians of custom and mediators of disputes. In Lomé, the Akodesewa fetish market is a testament to the enduring power of these traditional beliefs. A place where healers find the herbs and artifacts needed for their rituals. This blending of faiths is not seen as a contradiction, but as a holistic approach to spirituality. There is an immense and quiet pride in this cultural identity. It is visible in the intricate patterns of hand-woven cloth, in the skill of artisans who carve wooden sculptures, and in the elaborate ceremonies that mark the passing of the seasons. It is a pride born of a deep and abiding connection to one's own community, to one's ancestors, and to a way of life passed down through generations. The Togolese economy is a story of resilience, hard work, and ingenuity. For the majority of the population, particularly in rural areas, life is sustained by the land. Agriculture is the backbone of the national economy, with small-scale family farms producing the bulk of the nation's food. The rhythm of life in the countryside is dictated by the planting and harvesting seasons. Key cash crops like cotton, coffee, and cocoa are grown for export, while staple crops like maize, cassava, and yams are grown for local consumption. The work is physically demanding, often done with simple hand tools, and is deeply dependent on the seasonal rains. Along the coast, in towns like Anejo, the ocean is the provider. The fishing industry is a vital part of the local economy. Every day, colorful wooden pirogues are launched through the powerful Atlantic surf, a testament to the skill and courage of the fishermen. Their return to shore is a community event, with family members and local traders gathering on the beach to help pull in the heavy nets and to buy the fresh catch, which is then sold at local markets or smoked and dried for preservation. In the cities and towns, the informal economy is the engine of urban life. The streets are lined with small businesses, tailor shops, hairdressing salons, and countless small restaurants known as maquis. The markets are the vibrant centers of commerce, vast, sprawling labyrinths of activity. Market trading, a sector dominated by formidable women known as nanabens, is a cornerstone of the economy. These powerful entrepreneurs have built extensive trade networks across West Africa, dealing in everything from vibrant wax print fabrics to household goods. The formal economy is smaller but significant. Togo is one of the world's largest producers of phosphates, and the mining industry is a major source of government revenue. The port of Lomé is one of the busiest in West Africa. A modern deep-water harbor that serves as a critical trade gateway for its landlocked neighbors. Tourism is a growing sector, creating opportunities in hospitality and for local artisans. For most Togolese, however, earning a living is a daily hustle, a testament to their entrepreneurial spirit and their ability to create opportunities in a challenging economic environment. The cost of living in Togo presents a picture of sharp contrasts. In the capital city of Lomé, the cost of housing can be relatively high, particularly in more developed neighborhoods. A modern apartment can command a rent that is beyond the reach of the average worker. However, in more traditional neighborhoods, families often live in modest, multi-room compounds where the cost is shared. In smaller towns like Kapalime or Atakpame, rents are significantly lower and life is less expensive. Food prices are a central part of every family's budget. The most affordable way to eat is to buy fresh, local ingredients from the market. Staples like maize, yams, and beans are relatively inexpensive. The cost of imported goods, from rice to electronics, is significantly higher. Transportation is a major daily expense. The most common way to get around the cities is by zemijan, the motorcycle taxis that navigate the bustling streets. For longer distances, the primary modes of transport are shared taxis, known as taxi brousse or minibuses. These are inexpensive but often crowded, leaving only when they are full. Utilities like electricity and water can be inconsistent and represent a significant monthly cost. Many households, especially in rural areas, still rely on charcoal for cooking and may not have access to reliable electricity. Local salaries are modest, and for many families, managing the monthly budget requires careful planning and a reliance on the informal economy. It is a life lived with a keen awareness of cost, where resourcefulness and community support are essential. Togolese food is a direct and honest reflection of its land and its people, hearty, flavorful, and deeply communal. The cuisine is built around a foundation of starchy staples that provide energy for a day of hard work. The most iconic of these is fufu, a soft, dough-like ball made from pounded yams or cassava. The preparation of fufu is a labor of love, a rhythmic process that is a familiar sound in every neighborhood. It is traditionally eaten by hand, dipped into a rich, savory soup or stew. Another essential staple is party, a thick porridge made from maize flour, which serves as a versatile base for many meals. These staples are accompanied by a variety of flavorful sauces. Ground nut stew, or sauce d'arachide, is a beloved classic, a rich and creamy sauce made from peanuts, tomatoes, and spices. Along the coast, grilled fish, freshly caught from the Atlantic and seasoned with ginger and chili, is a simple and delicious specialty. Street food is an essential part of the culinary culture. Throughout the day, you can find grilled skewers of meat, known as brochettes, roasted corn on the cob, and fried yams served with a spicy chili sauce. These quick, affordable, and delicious meals are the fuel that keeps the cities running. Home cooking is the heart of Togolese food culture. A shared meal with family is the central event of the day. The kitchen is often a simple outdoor space where food is cooked over a charcoal fire. Meals are a time for connection, for sharing stories, and for reinforcing the bonds of family. To share a meal in a Togolese home is to experience the warmth and generosity that defines the national spirit. To truly understand Togo is to understand its nature. The landscape is not a passive backdrop, it is an active, living presence that shapes the lives and livelihoods of its people. The country's long, narrow geography creates a remarkable diversity of environments. The southern coastal plain is a region of sandy beaches, coconut groves, and tranquil lagoons like Lake Togo. This is a landscape defined by the constant, rhythmic presence of the Atlantic Ocean. Moving north, the land rises into the Togo Mountains, a chain of rolling, forested hills. This is the green heart of Togo, a region of cooler temperatures and stunning natural beauty. Around the town of Kapalime, the landscape is lush with coffee and cocoa plantations, and the hills are home to spectacular waterfalls and the nation's highest peak, Mount Agu. Further north, the hills give way to the vast open savannas. This is a landscape of tall grasses, scattered trees, and dramatic rock formations. It is a land of farmers and herders where life is adapted to a drier, hotter climate. National parks like Fazao Malfakassa protect this unique ecosystem. This natural environment is the foundation of daily life. The tropical climate, with its distinct rainy and dry seasons, governs the cycles of farming. The outdoor markets, held under the shade of large trees, are a testament to a life lived in the open air. The relationship between the Togolese people and their land is one of deep, practical respect, forged over centuries of living in close harmony with the natural world. For all its deep-rooted traditions, Togo is a nation on the move, a society that blends the old and the new. The most visible symbol of modern life is the Zemijan. These motorcycle taxis are the lifeblood of the cities, a fast and affordable way to navigate the congested streets. Their drivers are skilled navigators who know every shortcut and back alley. To travel between towns, the primary modes of transport are the taxi brousse and the minibus. These vehicles are the essential connectors of the nation, linking remote villages to regional hubs. A journey in a taxi brousse is an immersive cultural experience, often filled to capacity with people, luggage, and sometimes even livestock. A network of paved highways connects the major urban centers, from Lomé on the coast to Dapaong in the far north. But away from these main routes, many communities are connected by unpaved, red earth roads that can become difficult to traverse during the rainy season. This contrast between the modern and the traditional is a defining feature of Togolese life. In the cities, the skyline is changing. Mobile technology has become ubiquitous, connecting people in even the most remote villages to the wider world. It is entirely possible to see a traditional chief in full ceremonial regalia speaking on a smartphone. This is the reality of 21st century Togo, a society skillfully navigating the currents of globalization while holding fast to its cultural anchors. For the young people of Togo, life is a complex navigation between the traditions of their families and the pull of the modern world. Education is seen as the primary pathway to a better future, and families make immense sacrifices to send their children to school. The public school system is extensive, but can be under-resourced, particularly in rural areas. For those who complete their secondary education, the dream is often to attend university. The University of Lomé and the University of Kara are the country's main institutions of higher learning. However, upon graduation, young Togolese face the significant challenge of finding formal employment. The job market is competitive, and opportunities can be scarce. This reality fuels a steady migration of young people from rural villages to the cities, especially Lomé, in search of work. This move is a modern rite of passage, a chance to forge an independent path. But the pull of home, of family, and of the village community remains incredibly strong. Many maintain a deep connection to their home region, sending money back to support their families and returning for important holidays. A new generation of young entrepreneurs is emerging, creating their own opportunities in fields like technology, fashion, and agribusiness. They are using social media to market their products and are finding innovative solutions to local problems. The great challenge for Togo is to create a diverse economy that can harness the energy and ambition of its young, educated population. The rhythm of day and night in Togo is a study in beautiful contrasts. The daytime is for work, for activity, for making a living. The markets are a whirlwind of color, sound, and commerce. The farms are hives of activity, their schedules dictated by the sun. The streets of the cities are filled with constant motion. The energy is productive and purposeful. A reflection of a society built on hard work and resilience. As the sun begins to set, casting a soft, golden light over the landscape, a palpable shift occurs. The fierce heat of the day subsides, and a gentle evening breeze brings a welcome coolness. This is when life turns inward, toward family, friends, and community. The workday ends, and the social day begins. People return to their homes and neighborhoods, and the streets and courtyards come alive in a different way. The sounds of commerce are replaced by the sounds of conversation, laughter, and children playing. The evening is for connection. Families gather in their courtyards for the main meal of the day, sharing food and stories under the stars. Neighbors pull out chairs to sit and talk in the cool night air. In the towns, small local bars and restaurants known as maquis become social hubs where friends gather to drink a local beer and listen to music. The quiet of the night is not one of silence, but of a gentle, communal hum, a time for rest, reflection, and the restoration of community bonds. Life in this vibrant West African nation is not without its significant challenges. The beauty of the culture and the strength of the communities exist alongside the persistent realities of economic hardship. Poverty is widespread, particularly in the rural north, and economic inequality is a significant issue. The high rate of youth unemployment is a source of frustration for the nation's future. Access to quality healthcare and education remains a hurdle for many families. Services can be underfunded and difficult to access, especially for those living in remote areas. The infrastructure, while improving, still requires significant investment. Inconsistent electricity and limited access to clean water are daily realities for a large portion of the population. The environment also faces growing pressure from deforestation and the impacts of climate change, which threaten the livelihoods of farmers. There is also the delicate challenge of balancing modernization with cultural preservation. How does a nation embrace the benefits of development without losing the unique traditions that define it? These are the vital questions that the Togolese people grapple with every day, with a characteristic blend of pragmatism, patience, and hope. So why do people choose to stay? In a world that offers the possibility of migration, what is the powerful force that anchors people to this small West African nation? The answers are found not in economic calculations, but in the deep, fundamental truths of daily life. They stay for the unbreakable bonds of family, for the comfort and security of knowing they are part of a large, supportive network that will be there for them in good times and in bad. They stay for the profound, unshakable sense of community, for the feeling of belonging to a place where people genuinely know and care for one another, where the joys and sorrows of one are shared by all. They stay for the culture, for the pride in their unique heritage, for the music, the dance, and the stories that connect them to their ancestors. In a world that is increasingly individualized, Togo offers a rare and precious sense of collective identity and a slower, more human rhythm of life. And above all, they stay for the deep, unbreakable connection to home, to the land that has nourished their families for generations, to the familiar sights, sounds, and smells of the village or neighborhood where they grew up. It is a connection that is felt in the warmth of the sun, in the taste of a shared meal, and in the shared collective experience of being Togolese. It is the feeling of having roots that run deep into the rich, red earth of their country. Togo exists in a delicate and beautiful balance between a past that is honored and a future that is being built. Between the untamed beauty of its landscapes and the profound warmth of its communities. Between the challenges of today and an enduring hope for tomorrow. It is a place shaped by the rhythms of the seasons, by the vibrant energy of its markets, and by a quiet, unyielding resilience that resides in its people. Here, life is not measured in wealth or grand achievements, but in the strength of family ties, in the warmth of a neighbor's greeting, in the joy of a shared celebration, and in the simple, profound beauty of the everyday. It is a living testament to the idea that in a world of constant change, there is a deep and lasting power in a life that is grounded in community, in culture, and in the warm, authentic heart of West Africa.